lot of questions about your own experiences till date. I would like to focus on the future now.
Okay.
Alright, so I want to understand, why do you want to join Teach for India as a fellow?
I think just through my experiences, I've become quite empathetic to those who are less privileged, and I think that they should also have a really good education. I want to work at Teach for India because I think it's a really great organisation and platform to do that.
Alright, you mentioned you are empathetic towards this demographic that we work with. There are many other ways, many other causes that you can take up, towards leading the social reform. So why choose to join Teach for India then?
I think I really like children. I think that kind of children as well are like a good, they're like the kind of society of tomorrow. And I think we need to educate our children now to make sure that they're given different opportunities that maybe they don't have now. I think that I'm where I am now because of the education I had. So I think education is just a great way to support that, particularly with people.
Alright. Then again, there are also many different NGOs in this field working towards education. Why Teach for India in particular?
I just think it's a really great platform for teaching. You get lots of support. I spoke to a fellow on a classroom visit, and you get lots of support, and I think there's lots of modern methods that you use which will ensure a good education.
Alright. So you have had the chance to visit a classroom. Could you try and explain to me, what do you mean by these modern methods? Is there anything in particular that you've seen?
I think like not rote learning, and just making sure kids are having fun, and they're learning in a way that really involves them. So you're not just sitting and writing, but I guess it's more like fun ways of learning.
Alright. Alright. I also want to understand, how does Teach for India fit into your long-term plans and aspirations?
I'm not really sure what I want to do in a couple of years' time, but I think right now I want to make sure I'm giving back to society and ensuring that people who are less privileged have a good education, like I have, and that's through I don't know long term, but right now I do want to give back. So maybe keep doing something similar, but I'm not really sure.
Alright, that's fine. Okay, so moving on, I want to understand your vision for an excellent education.
I think every kid should have a really great education and enjoy learning. So I think with my kids, I really want to make sure that all of them are doing really well and having a great education, and at the end of the day, just really enjoying being in class and like going to school.
Alright, so as a teacher, what would your priorities for your children be in terms of what do you want them to achieve, or what is it critical that they develop?
I think, like I said, they should really like school. I think they should get really good grades, and have a good relationship with me as well. I think maybe strong morals as well. I think to be socially minded and have a good person, I think is really important too.
Alright, so you mentioned you would also want them to get really good grades and have good morals. What would good grades look like for your kids?
I think at the moment, like in the SME application form, you said that not many kids are performing at grade level. I think good grades would be kids doing what they should be doing, if that makes sense. Like kids doing, if a 5th standard kid can read a book, my kids should be able to do that. So I think good grades is that they should be able to do what is grade appropriate.
Okay. Alright, so similar to what you just mentioned, I would now like you to imagine that you are in the first year of your fellowship and that you are driving towards the vision which you have just outlined, about good grades and good models and kids achieving what they should be doing. So after 4 months of teaching, you evaluate your students' progress and find that 50% of them are on track to meeting the vision, 20% of them have already met the vision, and 30% of them have made no progress towards it at all. Alright. So what do you think could have led to this?
I think some kids learn more quickly than others, and other children learn more slowly than others. So I think that might be why there's some kids are on target, some kids aren't. I think just kids learn, some kids just learn quite slowly. So I think that's probably why some aren't making progress.
Alright. So you've identified that the potential reason for this disparity is a different speed of learning. What would you do next?
I think just first be really patient. I think you don't want to make a kid feel really stressed that they're not learning or make them feel stupid. I also think just getting to know your kids so that I can find out why they're not learning as quickly. It might be that I'm not teaching it in the right way. It might be that they maybe just don't like the subject, and so figuring out like what the problem is and then maybe finding a solution to it.
Okay.
And kind of just being really patient as well.
Alright. Alright, thank you so much for sharing that out.
No problem.